It's not that difficult to do toggles inside of WordPress or Elementor. There's plugins and there's loads of codes, but some of them aren't very web accessible. I'm going to show you how to implement different types of toggles using different bits of code, and all of the code is available in the video description. But they are as web accessible as possible and super easy to implement, especially if you want to have maybe 2 options, 3 options. You want to have the wording or the labels above the toggle button, or you want to have it inside a toggle. I've got all the codes for you, and let's go and have a look at them right now. I've got a page with multiple containers, and I'm going to explain each of them one by one. And the method I'm going to show you, you could apply with whichever coding solution you decide to go for. The very first container contains the HTML code, and we're going to come on to that later on. Don't worry, we're going to stick the code in there. You don't have to have the HTML in a separate container. You could stick it into any of these other containers, but I kept it outside just to show you that it is pretty versatile. So if you decide you want to stick it in your header or somewhere else, you could do. The second container contains, which is this one over here with the bluey purpley boxes, has got 3 price tables. Okay, this is just a container set to be a row with 3 price tables. Now here's the really important bit. The toggle will show whatever is inside of this container. So if you don't want to have price table, but you want to have icons, text boxes, videos, images, maybe you're going to have products. So maybe this toggle is for, I don't know, downloadable virtual products. And then you might have another toggle which is for courses or something like that. I mean, the normal way of using toggles is like your monthly and your annual, but hopefully you saw in the preview we can take it a step further. So whatever you put in here can be whatever you want. Okay, I've just got 3 price tables. If you want to expand on it and have loads more items, you could even stick a gallery in there. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you're a photographer and you want to show wedding photos and other types of business face shots, you know, profile photos as well. You could have a toggle which switches between the two. And the only extra thing you need to do to this particular container is give it the CSS ID item 1, okay? Item 1. And I think you can follow the logic with where I'm going to go with this. I've zoomed in on the screen just to make that really clear for you. Item 1, content-item. The pricing tables or anything that sits in container 1 does not have to have a class or an ID done to it. It's only the container, so bear that in mind. Then we go to the second container. It's an exact copy for the simplicity of this tutorial. I just changed the color of it. This follows the exact same logic, okay? This has got 3 pricing tables inside of it. And on the advanced tab, the ID is item 2, but the CSS class is the same, content-item. Okay, so I'm hoping this is making sense. And then the third container, which is where you may use it if you're going to have a third option, it's basically the same thing. I just stuck 3 pricing tables in there, changed the color of them, and the ID is item 3. And the class name is content-item. I had to just double check in case it was different because they're never going to be different. They are obviously the same. But item 1, item 2, item 3 for the ID. The CSS class name can be the same. And then further below, I've got my containers with all of my codes, which makes it easier for me to show you what I'm doing. Right, so I am now going to apply some code, which is going to toggle the first 2 containers. Imagine the first container was monthly, and item 2 was going to be annual. So let me go and grab my code, go over to my HTML, and I'm now going to drop this in. Now, sometimes when you do this, all of the item 1 and 2 may disappear. Don't worry about that. If you want to bring them back, just get rid of the code or go over to preview. So now I'm going to hit publish. Don't be fooled. This is item 3, which we're not touching in the code. The code only touches item 1 and 2. The only reason you can see it is because it sits below. So from default, item 1 is shown monthly, item 1. And when I go to annual, and can you see what it's doing? And if I refresh the page, you don't get a jump glitch. Sometimes you might see item 2 and then it hides behind or it disappears. This handles all of that, okay? So monthly, annual. And for anyone who's like wondering about web accessibility, can you notice the focus, the outline you're getting over there? If you look at the black bar at the top, you're going to see me tabbing and then I get to the button. And if I hit the space bar, I'm not using a mouse, okay? I'm hitting the space bar now. It is doing that. And I'm going to show you the code now because all of the labels, everything is done within here. I did not add in separate headings or text labels and then try and get them to line up with the toggle button at all. This is where you would do it. So I've got the word monthly and I've got the word annually. And look, if I go and do that, you can see what it's doing at the top. You can modify the styling of the wording. You can modify the background color or what is the color when you activate the toggle. All of that you can do here. And I've tried to give you as many explanations and guidance as to what does this particular line do. So this is the knob size or the position of the knob. Excuse the terminology, but I felt it made more sense in what we're doing here. Could have called it just slider in it or button. And wherever I did something to help improve the web accessibility, you're going to see web access in the comment, and it is dotted around. There isn't a lot you need to do to this code, if I'm honest, okay? You just change the wording if you want, because you might have like Pro and Plus rather than monthly and annual. You go and change the wording and you'll see it in real time on the screen. Go and change the background color. Go and change the size of the button. It's all here for you to do. What if I've got 3 items? So I haven't just got monthly and annual now. I've got quarterly. Let's go and get the second bit of code. And when I add in the code, I now get monthly, quarterly, and annually. Now, all of the items have disappeared. Don't worry, you will see it on preview or after you've published it. In fact, just go to preview and you'll see it. And you'll notice the styling looks a bit off. Again, don't worry about that. Always make sure you've got another window or you're checking in preview, because that's where you'll actually see how it looks. So when I go to preview, this is what it actually looks like. I got monthly, I got quarterly, I got annually, and I can jump around. So if I want to go in whatever order I want, I can do that. I don't have to go in a step order. And like I said before, if you tab, you will eventually get to the labels, and they are focus outline. So if you need to have a screen reader read it, that will do that. And when you get to the button, if you use the left and right arrow on your keyboard, look at that. It will move for you. Look, I'm just, I could go whichever direction I want to go in. Let's have a quick look at the code, because obviously it's expanded upon what we had before. You got your labels, monthly, quarterly, annually. You can change your styling. Again, I've left the comments in here. What is important, though, is the positioning and the width of the slider. So if you go down here, these are the positions of where the knobs will be, okay? So if you had gone and set that to be, say, 5 instead of 85, the quarterly and monthly would both be over here. So you may have to tinker with that. I'm not going to lie. If you go and change the wording, you may go, oh, it needs to be a pixel here or a pixel over there. Fine. Just modify the starting positions. And if you don't like how close the wording is to the label, over here, I've got margin top. Let me just go and change that to be 53. Look, I've completely moved it now. Or you may want to set it to 0, or you may want to increase the gap. Everything you need to do is there. Let's now look at code number 3, because this functions in the same way as code number 2. The only difference is that now, because I've shortened the wording from monthly, quarterly, annually to just free, pro, and plus, obviously, you have to account for that in terms of the width of your slider. So you can see my starting positions have now changed for where the knobs will be. And I also made the width of my switching area smaller, so it's only 168. Look, if I go and put a 0 in, can you see how wide and big it's gone now? But you can adjust it to fit. So if you want to change the wording or whatever you want, you can do that. And again, if we go to preview, it works so well. And again, the web accessibility and all of that, and you can pick and choose where you want to go. All right. You don't have to go in a step order. This is so brilliant. Now let's look at code number 4, because so far the words have all been above like the switch area. What if you want it inside the switch area? You add the code and you can now see we've got like a red outline. So it's a transparent button, but we've got a border and the words are inside. And can you see how it looks better than what it did when the edit? Remember what I said? When you're in edit with Elementor, it might not look perfectly right. And that's because you got the edit pane open and all of that. That sometimes happens when you're working with carousels as well, or bits of code. But when you go to publish, live, or a preview, you will see it. So we've got free, plus, and pro. And again, if we tab, we can see the labels with focus outline. If I tab, so now I'm on the button, I can basically move it with the left and right arrows. It's super cool. And obviously, you hit tab again, it will take you to the buttons. And you don't have to do the red outline. You may want to do something like, you may want to have another color appears over it, for instance. You can work that through with your own CSS magic. This time we get a red line sitting underneath. So bespoke it, customize it to what you want. Look, you got your styling over here. You can see what it's doing. So your toggles don't have to be just your standard toggle. If you want to have free options, go for free options. Words above, words inside. Style it out to how you want. But this is a really simple, easy way for you to go and do toggles. Hey, I'm Imran from Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll catch you later. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain.